You know, we've been doing this a long time. And it's kind of sad in a way that this is a dying art. Hopefully somebody will carry it on. Years ago, I remember as a kid growing up, we would be out at daylight. My grandfather and my dad, it didn't matter how cold it was, they were out at daylight and you were out with them, stripping cane or whatever. My family has worked this farm since they've had it. They never did anything other than maybe log or something like that. They've never had factory jobs or any type of work other than farming. Around 1900, my great-grandfather and grandfather came to this part of the country and settled on this farm. My grandfather started around 1920 making sorghum. Ever since then, as far as I know, it's been in the family. Probably the hardest part about planting cane is getting the ground ready. We go in spring and plow the field and disc it and let it sit. And when time to plant, we go back in and redisc it. Today we use a corn planter, which we have to buy cane plates to go in it for the seed. It's got two wheels on it that go through the field and turn, and it turns those plates and the seed fall out, and there's a little cultivator that makes a ditch for the seed, and then the wheels pack it back over the dirt to cover it. The first time I got involved with sorghum or the making of it, I might have been 7 or 8. A lot of people from the community would be here, and there'd be a lot of kids, and the pile of cane stalks we have after you crush them, that was a favorite playground. And I remember as a kid, it used to be a real high pile of stalks, and we'd roll off of those and push each other off. And today, my grandkids do it a little bit, but not like they used to. I've got 2 brothers that help me farm. I've actually got 3 brothers. One, he doesn't get into farming, but the other 2 live here close, and we work together. We pretty much, we all 3 have regular jobs, and we just work mainly on the weekends and afternoon. When we can, we just do whatever it takes to get it done. When my brothers and me were in the service, my dad one year didn't plant for 2 years, I think. He went without planting cane. He didn't have any help. Other than that, there's been cane grown on this farm since about 1920. This year we planted around 2 acres. Once we plant the cane, normally we go through and spray it with atrazine, which is a weed killer. And after that, we wait till the cane gets big enough to cultivate. We cultivate it. Sometimes we'll put some fertilizer on it. And from there, we don't bother it till harvest time. Harvesting is not real difficult. It's easy to harvest. You go through and just cut it and lay it on. And we usually cut with a corn knife or tobacco knife or anything that can cut it. My grandfather used to use, years ago, when he cut cane, he would use a hoe with the handle cut about half off. I never could get the hang of that, so I just used a tobacco knife. Once we get ready to harvest, we cut the cane and cut the top out of it, and then we strip the blades off. Once the cane's stripped, we run it through a grinder that squeezes the juice out. When you grind cane, you have to put probably 3 or 4 stalks at a time. If you put too much in it, it'll stop it, it'll choke it up. The mill we use today to grind cane with, my grandfather and my father bought it in 1940. It was originally a horse-drawn cane mill, but today we use a tractor on it. I guess in making sorghum, the most difficult thing or the hardest thing for me would be the cooking part. We use what they call an evaporator to cook with. The sorghum just travels slow from one end to the other. Basically, you have to watch your juice in your flour, and then you skim the green skimmings off, and it just, the way the evaporator pan is set up, it forces its way up. Juice is constantly running in the pan. You're more or less constantly pulling out sorghum. Sorghum is used for a lot of different things. A lot of people eat it. They like it on biscuits or toast, or you can cook with it, make cookies. It's great in baked beans, meatloaf, anything like that. The demand for sorghum today depends, I guess. We usually sell what we make here. We've got a lot of people that's been coming here for years. My grandfather built up a trade. Years ago, Menifee County was the sorghum capital of the world. And today, there's probably 3 or 4 cane mills in the whole county. I have 2 daughters that are really interested in trying to learn to cook it. They've been helping me cut the strip, and we're going to try in a few days to turn them loose and let them see what they can do. Hopefully somebody will carry it on. It's a dying art.